This is News Center at 5.
We're back. It is springtime in Maine, almost. And that means black flies and mosquitoes, obviously. But there is a new insect wreaking havoc, not just in Maine, but all over the U.S., the bedbug. And just hearing about these things makes your skin crawl. Earlier this month, the National Pest Control Management Association had a big meeting in Washington about this problem. One of the people on a task force is Rich Stevenson, the president of Modern Pest Services, and he joins us this morning to talk more about this problem. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
First of all, before we got started, you were saying that bedbugs didn't go completely away, and I think that's the prevailing thought out there, that they went away and they've come back, but they've kind of always been around, haven't they?
Yes, I think I did my first bedbug job back in 1980 with my dad. And we started doing bedbug work, maybe 3 jobs a year since 1980, and we really saw the new spike in the populations around 2004, 2005.
Okay, so 1, 2 a year in the early 80s.
Yes.
Compared to what now?
Now, actually, I think I've lost count, but we're doing bedbug work weekly.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are they back in such numbers?
There are 2 prevailing thoughts. One is travel. People tend to travel a lot more these days and a lot more transient. And the other is that during the mid-80s to mid-90s, the type of materials that we used to use were evolving into more narrow-spectrum pesticides, more environmentally friendly. And so those included a lot of baits, so they targeted specific pests. And when those started going away, which is still a good thing, there was nothing there to mitigate the populations of bedbugs that were sort of lingering here and there, and those populations started to grow.
What are the first signs that pop up when people think they might have a problem in their home or their office or wherever?
Lots of times it's folks end up feeling the bites on their arms and whatnot, and those are really scratchy. And the other thing that folks can look for is little black marks on their sheets, and that's the blood that the bugs are biting you for.
When you start seeing those things, does it mean you already have a big problem?
I would say yes. Any small population of bed bugs will grow to a larger one if they're not taken care of.
Obviously, because it's becoming such a big problem, the industry just must be evolving very quickly to find new ways. What works, and is there anything that is absolutely solidly going to work every time? Well,
right now there is no silver bullet, and though there are ways to get rid of them, they're very labor intensive and very expensive. The more conventional type liquid crack and crevice applications that are being used, one new and very promising way to get rid of them is using heat. And what we'll do is we'll take an apartment or a hotel room and we'll literally cook that room. We'll get the ambient air temperature up to around 120, 130, maybe even in some cases 140 degrees.
Wow.
And that will kill everything. It'll kill the bed bugs and the eggs.
And can you do that with a whole house?
You can if you have enough equipment, and that's part of the challenge, is that the equipment itself, which are generators, specifically designed heaters, are very expensive. And so right now we can do up to about 2,000 square feet.
And you did say too, it is very expensive, and so that poses a problem for people. If they don't go all the way through the fix, then it's not really a fix at all.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. Bedbugs get around by hitchhiking, and most of the situations we end up in are either hotels, motels, low-income housing, anywhere where a lot of people will live in one building. And the challenge there is that bedbugs can actually crawl from one unit to another. If you're using the conventional ways to use pesticides to do it, you're talking about a 90-day period where the spread can continue. If you're talking about using the heat, it's very expensive, and 1 or 2 populations that go unchecked, there's the risk of spread from there.
If people are concerned about this, they think they might have this problem, where would they find some more information?
modernpest.com is our website, so we have a lot of information there about bedbugs and other types of pests. The New England Pest Management Association and the National Pest Management Association are also very active and involved in trying to stop the spread of bedbugs.
All right. It's creepy but fascinating.
Yes,
Thank you very much for being here.